That's just terrible.
It's a business.
I don't know, but I was like, wow.
We're a small town.
Yeah, I mean, getting smaller. Chris. Happy New Year. Thank you.
I think it's in my head, Lisa, but now I feel like I
I always.
It could be me. I mean, I ate half a bag. Now
Well,
I pizza rolls.
From across the room, that's a lot.
Pizza rolls are
I smell
awesome.
pizza usually when I
It's
sweat.
oozing off.
Pizza or
Pizza
Okay.
rolls are fantastic.
Are.
I'm not as good as you remember from college.
Okay,
Trust
5 seconds.
know.
kids.
Even better.
I don't know.
Air fry
Bring
'em.
it in.
At 2 a.m. it's the best.
Calling to order the Monday, January 5th, 2026 meeting of the 41st Council of the City of Berkeley. Mr. Young, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Black, Councilmember Elrod,
Here.
Councilmember Gavin,
Here.
Councilmember Hennon,
Here.
Councilmember Patterson,
Here.
Mayor Dean.
Here. Our first order of business is the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilmember Baker
Second.
with support, seconded by Councilmember Patterson. Any changes or corrections? Seeing none, Mr. Young, please call the roll.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Elrod,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennon,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the agenda has been approved. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We've now come to the portion of the meeting for public comment, and this portion is for items that are not on tonight's agenda. When you come to the microphone, please state your name and city of residence. Please direct your comments to the chair. You will have 3 minutes to tell us what's on your mind and in your heart. Seeing no public comment, I will close public comments. Mr. Young, please read the items on tonight's consent agenda.
Minutes of the 41st regular city council meeting on Monday, December 1st, 2025. The city council work session on Monday, December 1st, 2025. The regular city council meeting on Monday, December 15th, 2025. And the city council work session on Monday, December 15th, 2025. Item 2, second reading and adoption of the various zoning ordinance amendments.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Gavin
Second.
with seconded by Councilmember Hennon. Any corrections or additions? Seeing none, Mr. Young, please call the roll.
Elrod,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennon,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Dean.
Yes, the consent agenda has passed. Mr. Young, please read item number 1 on tonight's regular agenda.
Recognitions or presentations from the consent agenda.
Seeing none, please read item number 2.
Authorization for the city manager to enter into a contract with Better City LLC for the development of an economic development strategy.
Ms. Van Vleck.
Director Kaplanski is going to walk us through this one, but this is our economic development strategy, which is one of the final large items of our RRC checklist.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor Dean, members of council. I know this question will come up, so this is one of the final items. There's one other item after this, and we have some internal flow charts to complete. And the other item is a marketing plan, which we'll be able to do in-house.
Okay, perfect.
So then we'll be done.
Great.
Yeah, just have our annual items to do. So I'm very excited to present to you this proposal this evening because this is the last really major item that we have to go out for on our RRC certification. It was also identified as an objective in the city's adopted strategic framework, so we'll be checking an item off of that list as well. There are sufficient funds budgeted in the planning contractual services budget to cover the expense for this fiscal year. And I will briefly go through just the highlights of the proposal and then would be happy to take any questions. We are recommending the proposal from Better City LLC. It includes a socioeconomic and market analysis, development opportunity mapping, focus group and stakeholder interviews, and goals that will be focused around the development and redevelopment attraction, and then business expansion and retention. We have a lot of small businesses here, so we wanted to make sure that that was a key component of any economic development strategy. They'll be recommending specific implementation strategies with recommendations for partnership organizations and then alignment with state programs as well. Just to highlight a few of the specifics that they'll cover in that general list will include 7 to 10 stakeholder interviews, 2 focus groups, the identification of 3 to 4 overarching goals. That was one of the elements that staff really liked when we were going through the proposals. When you got one of these plans and they have a list of 25 different goals, it really doesn't boil it down to something that we're able to actually tackle. They're also going to include performance measurements so we can see that we're meeting those goals and if we need to make any adjustments. The whole plan will take about 6 months to complete, and the total cost is $24,500. There is, if you'll notice in the proposal, a $20,000 base plan, and then there were some optional add-ons. Staff is recommending a final in-person presentation to council as one of those optional add-ons, and then 2 additional development sites. There are 2 to 3 development sites that are included for analysis in the base plan, and that means they will go to a site that we identify. They'll look at what could go there, what would be a good fit, and then with the cooperation, hopefully, of the property owner, lay out some different concepts of how that could be redeveloped.
Great.
They have completed similar projects around the country, and there's several examples provided in the proposal. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, so before we do that, are you good with
Yes.
your narrative? And Crystal, anything you want to add?
No, we did just that. Kristen and I spoke earlier, and we talked to Councilmember Hennon about some things as far as the scope goes. And I do think we have some room to tweak that scope within the budget that we passed tonight. Anything else, we would probably need to come back to just to adjust. But we do have some room in the budget if we needed to do that as well. But there are quite a few options that we had to pick from, and I think we picked the best that we think will help will help this process. But we'll have an initial meeting with them that might hone in on some of those things a little bit more.
Okay, thank you.
If I could add one more thing that I
Yes.
neglected to mention, we did receive 18 responses, so it was a large response. And it took us quite a bit to wade through all of those
Sure.
different proposals. But this one did really rise to the top as meeting the objectives that we had identified and really had expertise and focus on an economic development strategy. Weren't just approaching it from a planning study background that we might see with some of our more typical consultants.
Thank you. That's an important addition to that. So is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the authorization for the city manager to enter into a contract with Better City LLC for development of an economic development strategy. Do we really have to do this item is budgeted under account 101-701-8180000.
Motion to approve was made by Councilmember Hennon
Second.
and seconded by Councilmember Baker. Questions from council or comments?
Thank you, Honor. Thank you for bringing this to us, this exciting document. I'm glad that we have an opportunity to begin this here and the information that it will share with us. If you could cover 2 things. First, around approximate time frame. I know it's in here, but just to kind of share with the average viewer and the folks that are paying attention, the wise citizens out there. Timeline for this, when will it start? Approximately when do we think it'll end? Those kinds of things.
So there is a timeline laid out kind of on a monthly basis in the proposal. It's going to take in total about 6 months. We would like to kick it off as soon as you guys are ready and we have the contract signed. I actually talked to Better City and said, how are you thinking about a February start if I get this on the January agenda? And they said, we would love to start in January if you're up for that.
Oh, wow.
So we will try to do that if we can. But on a 6-month plan, that would put us around a June, July finish time.
Cool, thank you. And then the second question was around outreach and communication partnership. So obviously the DDA, the downtown, is part of this scope, but obviously not the entirety of it. To what extent will you be working with the DDA and the chamber and folks like that?
So the DDA will definitely be an integral part of this because it is a big part of the commercial area of our city. So the DDA would be a specific group that we would bring in and ask for particular comments. But we'd also like to focus some of the focus groups around business owners that aren't usually involved with the DDA board. So we'll be reaching out to them. Nate Mack, who's the DDA director, has agreed to kind of be a secondary helper on this. So I'll be leaning on him to do a lot of that DDA interaction. But I'd also like to pull in some businesses from 11 Mile, and that's where the chamber could come in, and Woodward as well. We have some businesses on Greenfield. It's a little bit more sporadic. I see the focus more on 11 Mile secondarily, and probably as a tertiary component, Woodward. Obviously, we'll hit everything, but that's kind of the hierarchy I'd see. And I'd like to pull in stakeholder interviews from some of the prominent business owners on 11 Mile as well.
Great, thank you.
That was my question.
Did you have something?
That was the
No,
exact
okay.
question, so thank you.
Councilmember Hennan.
Yeah, just to, well, first, I'm great to see that we are working to plan our own destiny instead of just following with what falls onto us. And, so I really like this approach much better. I had looked at exploring some of the other options that were there. Staff made a compelling case for why they chose the ones they did, so I'm comfortable with that. You did mention a couple of times RRC, but could you explain to the people at home what that is and how this fits into that?
Sure. So Redevelopment Ready Communities is a program that MEDC started several years ago now. It contains a number of components and is really trying to get communities development ready. So improve our processes, make sure things are easily accessible, make sure things are efficient, provide clear answers for businesses. That's one of the things that they really emphasize. If something's not going to fit somewhere, tell them no right away. And then through things like the economic development strategy, try to transition them over to other properties that might be a better fit. They provide support for communities to do all of these things, but they also have certification programs. So if you become an RRC certified community, that opens additional grant opportunities to us that we're not available to us right now because we are not a certified RRC community. There's a long list of components. It's taken us a couple years to get through it, mainly because one of those very large components was the zoning ordinance, which took a couple years, and the master plan, which in itself took a couple years. So it took us a little bit longer, I think, than most communities because we had a little bit more bigger projects to tackle, but we're almost at the finish line, and I think we're positioned well to use all of the things that we are going to get out of this economic development strategy. I'm glad we saved this to last because then it can kind of fit in with all of the other things that we have in place, and I think we'll get a lot out of it.
All right. Thank you very much for shepherding us through this.
Yes. And previous staff members in my position before me started it, so I don't want to take all of the credit there because there was a lot of people that have been working.
Aaron Schluto, probably.
That's who I have in mind, yes.
Aaron, I know you're listening. Not really, but we thank you. Councilmember Elrod.
Yeah, so this is not a question. This is just more an observation and maybe a way to steer the conversation moving forward as we go through the execution of the potential contract. And I discussed this with Ms. Van Vleck as well, just to get caught up on the evaluation process. So I have full confidence in the way in which we chose or have come to the Better City as a finalist. The one thing I did want to bring up, and I did raise this with Ms. Van Vleck as well, is the lack of clients in the Rust Belt. So I want to make sure that they understand the unique dynamics and economics that drive kind of what our residents, where that income is derived from. Now, Berkley is a little bit more shielded from that, but traditionally in Oakland and the surrounding counties, we are going to be the first in line for a recession. And we do have indications that that could be a potential outcome. I don't want to be the Grim Reaper here with the bearing of bad news, but that would be something to take into account when you're looking at the scope of the project and the types of projects we select, is that it's going to be a little bit more unique than what happens in the Sun Belt, which is where it seems they have a great deal of experience, but this may be new territory. So just being kind of cognizant and helping that in future conversations when this potentially becomes a signed deal. So again, full confidence, just want to point that out because I think it's important that whoever's in charge of leading this is aware that we are a little bit different in this region than, let's say, other localities.
Noted.
I do see, though, that they've been in Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, but to your point, Councilmember Elrod,
Yes.
there's a higher concentration
Right.
in the West. So hopefully they'll build on their experience in the other Midwest states. I want to just thank you, Director Kapelansky, for really, I know this is a heavy lift. I mean, I
We haven't even started.
well, just the whole RRC certification and all the moving parts to that, and that you diligently just kept chipping away at it. So I do appreciate that. Any attention or thought process to West 12? Or is that,
Yeah, I mean, that'll be part of this. That is,
and I'm not saying like change your focus or change, I'm just curious, that's all.
yeah, if they can come up with some creative ideas for there, that would be great. I mean, the biggest challenges there are the very narrow sidewalks, they're
Right.
shallow parcels, and they're all like small parcels. So we really need some consolidation if we want to get things moving there. And then, of course, the lack of municipal parking there too.
Right.
So, yes, I would love for them to come up with something creative. As everyone knows, Elko is for sale. Several of the other parcels in that block are for sale, everything except for D&D. That seems like the opportunity that presents itself right now, but perhaps they could think of some other things too. Yeah,
Sure.
we'll try to come up with something for that, but I think until some parcels get consolidated, it's going to be tough, and until we get the Cummings parking lot up and running.
Yes, agreed. That makes sense. And I do like the fact that we can better direct, if we identify these are areas, this is what we like to see here, this is what we like over there, because often you get the criticism of, oh, another this kind of business, or oh, another that kind of business. And this way, we can now have targeted development. So, and actually go out and, seek out those businesses. And not that we don't do that already, but this will be, there will be a scientific basis and I think a more targeted approach so that everybody can be moving in the same direction. So I think that'll be helpful. Thank
Yes,
you.
and credit to the DDA for starting
Yes.
the ball rolling with their master plan. They really did go out of the way to identify the different areas of the DDA and what those could be targeted towards. So it's a really great foundation.
It's a great group effort. Thank you. Any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, seeing none. Mr. Young, please call the roll on the motion to approve the agenda item.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennan,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Elrod,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the agenda item has passed. Mr. Young, please read item number 3 on tonight's regular agenda.
Lease agreement for municipal parking on parcel 042507455033 and 042507455032.
Thank you. Ms. Van Vleck, or are we tossing this right to Ms.
We'll go right over
Kapelansky? Okay.
Okay. So if you'll recall, we entered into a lease agreement similar to this with the former Garden Central, now Frank's Nursery, I believe. The lot that's adjacent to that business about a year or so ago. This is an expansion of that system that we started at that time. When we did the parking study in started in 2022, completed in 2023, this was identified as a way to expand municipal parking without acquiring land and constructing a new lot. And the way that these agreements work is we reach out to the private property owner, staff does, and to see if they're interested in leasing their private parking lot for municipal use. It would be signed and treated as any other municipal lot. In exchange for that, we would take care of snow removal, maintenance, and city taxes would be forgiven, and stormwater charges would be forgiven. The cost of building a new parking lot in the city is very conservatively $20,000 a space.
Oh.
We are acquiring these with the forgiveness of the taxes and the stormwater at less than $20,000 for a whole lot.
Right.
So it's a really economical way to expand our municipal parking. The Berkley Theater, which we all know is going into the former Rite Aid, was approved for a special land use and site plan in November and December of 2025 by council and also by the Planning Commission. As a part of that approval, the applicant has agreed to offer their lots as part of this program to become municipal parking. You'll notice, even though Rite Aid is no longer operating, operating. The lots are often still used now.
Mhm.
So I think people do kind of view it as municipal parking now, even though it's not signed as such. So this would kind of formalize that. You will see in the packet that you have a lease agreement proposed for you. It's a little bit different than the Garden Central one because we were able to have the benefit of our new city attorneys looking at it and making some recommendations. So the wording is slightly different, but the program in itself is essentially the same. This would be for 5 years, and then there's automatic one-year renewals thereafter. The city taxes to be reimbursed would total approximately $1,957 for both parcels combined. And then the stormwater service and sewage charges that we would waive would total approximately $3,000 for both parcels. We are asking the council to approve the agreement this evening. And then just for future notice, we are working with the Berkley First Church, which owns the last piece of that kind of contiguous lot. So expect to see a similar agreement in front of you for them in the very near future.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the lease agreement for municipal parking on parcel 04-25-07-455-033 and 04-25-07-455-032.
Motion to approve made by Mayor Pro Tem Gavin
Support.
with support
Or
from,
second.
seconded by Councilmember Patterson.
I'm supposed to say.
We'll get there.
We'll get
keep
there.
doing it. Okay, comments or questions from council? Great, well,
Good, yeah.
go, yes, Ms. Attorney.
I just want a clarification. This is not a lease agreement, it's a license agreement.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
Okay,
Do you want me to remake the motion?
I don't think that's necessary, as long as it's noted that it's actually a license agreement. Crystal, are you comfortable with that, or do you want it to
title of it says
specifically-
license agreement.
okay,
so-
okay. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you for your work on this, Ms. Kaplansky. I think it's, again, another of those cooperative agreements with our businesses and the city that we all can benefit from. Any public comment on this agenda item? Seeing none, Mr. Young, please call the roll.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennan,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Elrod,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the agenda item has passed. Okay, we've now reached our communications portion of tonight's meeting. Mr. Young, who will go first? Or we can
You
just
go.
go in order.
Gavin.
Okay,
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Very brief update from me. The Berkeley Chamber Board meeting will be 5:30 p.m. on January 27th at the library. And the library board meeting will be January 21st at 7 p.m. at the library. And the library will also have a program on Monday, January 12th called Discover Your Beast Self, Simple Steps to Lifelong Wellness. It'll take place at 6:30 p.m. Registration is available through the library's calendar. That's all I have.
okay, Councilmember Patterson.
Perfect. The January ZBA meeting has been canceled. There was no cases to be seen this month. They're heard, so they won't be meeting. And Parks and Rec will be meeting on January 15th at 7 p.m. in the community center. So be there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Alrod.
All I know is both the Environmental Action, or Environmental Advisory Committee and the Beautification Advisory Committee are off this month, and unfortunately I don't have the dates for the next meeting. I apologize.
Okay, Councilmember Hennan.
I thought I was going to have the shortest one. The Tree Board is meeting Monday, January 26th, Planning Commission on Tuesday, January 27th, both at 7 p.m. That's all I have.
Thank you. Let's continue this roll, Councilmember Baker.
Yeah. Well, hope you didn't make a resolution for that one. But Historical Committee meets next week's Tuesday, berkeleyhistory.com. DDA Board meets the next day, Wednesday the 14th, downtownberkeley.com. And it was Sean Hitchcock who once said, "A mentor empowers a person to see a possible future and believe that it can be obtained." So we're beginning National Mentoring Month, and reminded that mentoring benefits everyone. So for instance, for the mentees, those receiving it, builds confidence, opens doors, helps people see new possibilities for themselves. For the mentors, it's a chance to share your experience, learn more from others, and make a meaningful difference. For our community, Mentoring strengthens connections, supports growth, and helps ensure knowledge and care are passed forward. And for all of us, even small moments of guidance and encouragement can have a lasting impact. So please think of being a mentor. Think back to those that have helped you in the past. And please hug somebody you love. Thank you.
Ms. Van Vleck.
Nothing for tonight.
Ms. Hamame?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. So I was asked by Representative Price to participate in a community conversation with her and Jim Nash, and we did that, Water Commissioner Nash. We did that at the library on December 22nd, and the topic was lead lines. And I am happy, well, I guess, I don't know if I'm happy to report this or not, but the city has identified and replaced 500 lead lines at a cost of approximately $8,000 to $10,000 per line. And this is, I just want to remind everybody, this is an unfunded mandate. We are doing the absolute best that we can to take care of this because, you know, we want to drink clean water. We don't want to drink lead. And we are still verifying lines, so that is an ongoing process. We did receive some grant money to help with the identification because that's yet another cost, but we keep plugging away at it. My next stop on the Mayor's Roadshow will be Republica, located at 1999 Coolidge Highway on Wednesday, January 21st from 5 to 7 p.m., and I hope to see you there. And lastly, as we enter 2026, I wish you peace worth protecting, boundaries worth respecting, and more joy than your heart can hold. Okay, so that's communications. Mr. Young, please read item number 4 on tonight's regular agenda.
Closed session. Considering convening in a closed session to consider attorney-client privilege communication in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, MCL 15.268(1H).
Is there a motion?
Move to go into closed session to consider attorney-client privilege communication in accordance with the Open Meeting Act, MCL 15.268(1H).
Okay, motion made by Councilmember Hennan.
Second.
Well, we have a chorus of seconds. I'm going to give it to Patterson. Mr. Young, please call the roll on the agenda item.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennan,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Elrod,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the agenda item has passed. Mr. Young, please read item number 5 on tonight's regular agenda, right? We're doing that? We do it? Oh, after,
come back.
sorry.
After.
Yep.
Okay, we're going,
And
and then we'll be back, potentially.
next thing will be,
Call the roll.
Call the roll.
Call the roll.
And then
Read
I'll
it.
ask you to read item number 5. Mr. Young, please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Black, Councilmember Elrod,
Here.
Councilmember Gavin,
Here.
Councilmember Hennan,
Here.
Councilmember Patterson,
Here.
Mayor Dean.
Here. Mr. Young, please read item number 5 on tonight's regular agenda.
Possible action item resulting from closed session discussion.
Is there a motion?
Yes, I move to waive attorney-client privilege only as to the communication dated December 10th, 2025, and supplemental communication dated December 29th, 2025, from Special Counsel Angela Manorino regarding the subject ethics complaint.
Motion was made by Councilmember Elrod
Second?
and seconded by Councilmember Patterson. Questions or comments from council?
There was actually a pause, so there's a,
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a-
We didn't read the whole.
we didn't read the full motion. so
Okay,
I don't know.
back it up,
okay.
pick up from the pause. I'm sorry.
Are we okay with picking up from the pause? There we go.
Okay.
So, the requested waiver is for the limited purpose of allowing the correspondence and supplemental correspondence to serve as the formal advisory opinion required by City Code of Ordinance, Section 2-40 F1, which requires that advisory opinions be communicated to City Council and the public.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Elrod, seconded by Councilmember Patterson. Any questions or comments from council? Any public comment on this agenda item? Seeing none, Mr. Young, please call the roll to approve the agenda item.
Elrod,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennan,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Dean.
Yes, the agenda item has been passed. Now, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by
Second.
Councilmember Patterson with support from Councilmember Elrod. Mr. Young, would you please call the roll?
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennan,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black, Elrod,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the Monday, January 5th, 2026 meeting of the Berkeley City Council is adjourned.